Je cède la parole à Peter Gault qui va nous adresser quelques mots au sujet de Pat. Peter?
He's still here.
There he is.
Did I hear it grow? I got to test this microphone to make sure it works. And anybody who's at Team Cornwall meeting. I could start with a list of, I'm not here to tell you about, but John did that. I think Mark did a great job of overviewing Pat's accomplishments and what we think of him in the community. I'm not used to doing, I guess you could call it political endorsements, but really what I'm here for is to talk about the character of the man. And Pat and I have had dealings over a number of years, and both in business, college, and, oh yes, golf. So my little talk is going to be about golf. And I think this measures up the character of the man. If you've ever golfed with Pat, he is a very, very disciplined golfer. Tom? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Tom's growing too. And what that says is, I'm always prepared. And when things don't go quite right, I think he's well prepared for the political arena, because when a golfer hits the perfect shot, they feel very, very good. And then when that perfect shot ends up in a sand trap or ends up in yeah, I know it's never happened to you, but it ends up in a water hazard, these types of things, you have to be prepared for those as well. So I think, Jim, as you're well versed in politics, you know you hit the perfect shot sometimes and you don't get the results you expect. So Pat, I think when watching him golf, he is very prepared in his golf game, and he's very prepared for the results, and he overcomes those little things that happen. But one of the things I'll tell you about Pat is, if you've played with him, there's things in golf called a foot wedge and a mulligan. And if you ever offer to play with Pat, or you're playing with him and you offer him the foot wedge, saying, Pat, the ball's not very nice right now. Why don't you just move it off to the side? He says, no, I hit it here. I'm going to play it from here. It talks about the integrity of the man. Remember, the game of golf isn't against the player you're playing against. Remember that, Terry. It is against yourself. And Pat is always playing, and he's always doing that right. Now the other one's called a mulligan. A mulligan is when things don't go quite right, go ahead, hit another shot. Who cares? It's all right. Go do it. No, I did it. I'll live with it, and I'll hit 3 off the tee, or I'll go and hit that shot again. So I think that speaks to the character. The other thing is, after you play golf with Pat, and one of the last few times I played with him, things didn't go very well. And so about a month after that, I played with Pat again, and this time the swing was perfect, everything was just right. What he did when things didn't work out, he told me, he says, I went to the experts, I went and took a lesson, and now I've worked all of those things out. So that's the other thing about his character. When things aren't quite right, he goes back and studies and works hard at it to make it right again. So I think that speaks to his character, and I think that's why I could support him in what he wants to do. So without any further ado, our golfer, Pat.